My name is Oladwe. I want to share some functions in Excel. I will start with SUMIF, and from there dive into SUMIFS. Excuse me. Now we are considering this table with column A, that is months, store, SQ, sys, and the unit column. So here we are looking at the SUMIF. We are applying the function SUMIF here. Here now we are looking at the total units. What is the total units in January? What is the total units in January? Only in January. So now to find the total units here in January, we use SUMIF. When I click on here, come to the menu bar, we see SUMIF. So using SUMIF, we have a range, criteria, and sum range. These are the three parameters that we need to consider. Our range is on the month column, because we are looking for January. So we select month column, which is from A3 to A272. Then our criteria is the January. This is the January here. Select the January. Select the January. And after selecting the January, comma, then sum range. The sum range is the total units. So we come to the units column and select from E3 to E27 to E272. Sorry. Then you close the brackets and hit enter. That's how we get this for value here. 34,674. The same thing applies to February. The same thing applies to March. In March, we'll go to the same month column. We'll select the month column from A3 down to A272. But here now, instead of selecting January, we are going to select February, because we are looking for the total units in February. So we select February. February is on February is on G12. So we select it's on G12. So comma, then we now select the unit column. That is our sum range. So select the unit column, close the brackets, and hit enter. So from here we'll move to the SUMIFS. Here we consider 2 columns, but over here we are going to consider 3 columns: store, months, and units. So now we are looking for total units. The total units of 1,000 in store in January, that is the month of January. So when you select this on the menu bar, we can see the formula to use. So in this case, we select the sum range. This is our sum range, the unit column from E3 down to E272. So the sum range, then comma, critical range. Our critical range is the month. The month column where the January is located is house. That is our critical range. Then we now select, we go with comma. Then our criteria 1 is our criteria 1 is where is it? It's January. January, because we are looking at that is after the criteria range. January, so we select January. That's why we are having a K11 here. If you look at it, K11 is January we select. So after that, we go with our what? What's the next thing? Critical range 2. Our critical range 2 is the store column. So we select from B3 to B272, and our criteria 2 is 1000. See it 1000 here, that's J11. So then we hit enter, and we have this value. The same thing applies to all this, the same method. Then here, the total sale. The total sale here now, instead of selecting total units for the previous example we gave, we select sales unit, sales column here. So it's the same formula. The only thing is that we are looking at different column. So we select the sum range. Our sum range is a sales, or we are looking for the total sales of 100 in store in January. That is column months. So we select the range here. I mean the sum range. After our sum range, then we go with the critical range. Our critical range is a months column. That's where the January is fine. Then the next we select our what? Criteria 1. Then we go with the range, criteria range 2, which is the store. Then we now select criteria 2, which is the 1000. Then we hit enter. So that is how we get this value. The same thing applies to all this. From here, I will move to if function. So here is a if function. If function, we are going to consider sales figure that is in December, month December. We have 4 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Then we sum all the sales together to get this. That is using a sum. When you use sum from here, from week 1 to this, get this. Same thing applies to all. So now we want to apply if. So now there's a monthly goal of 34,000. Now there's a question here. Goal met. If goal met means if the total value is equal to 34,000 or above 34,000, it means the salesperson met the goal. But if it is lower, less than 34,000, it means the salesperson did not, that is no. So for us to get this response and populate the column, we use if. Now here is the syntax in the formula bar. If we have logical test, our logical test is total. If total is greater or equal to this, that's our logical test. If it is greater or equal to this, yes. But if it is not, if it is otherwise, no. Then you hit enter. Close the parentheses and hit enter, then to give us yes, the value here. Hit enter, give us the value here. Then from here now we can drag this down and drag this down, and it will give us the rest to populate the rest column. But now if you look at our formula, there is a dollar sign here. Without this dollar sign, we won't get the accurate response here. reason being that this thing reference each other. But here now, we have to keep this fixed. This A2 here, we have to keep it fixed. So the essence of keeping it fixed is for it not to move to the next cell, to remain where it is so that I can calculate correctly. Because when it moves to the next cell, the figure we'll be getting here will not be right. So we'll keep it. So for us to keep it fixed, we need to do what? To put $sign in the front of to keep the column and the row fixed. So you put $sign. So that's the essence of this $sign. So the same thing applies. Here too, we have a bonus status. That is, if you meet up with this, you get a bonus $5. If you don't meet up, it will be what? $0. So it's still the same if function that we use. So that was that I used. So coming here, we have other things to explain here. Now here, the condition here is still under if, but a little bit different. Not that it's much different, but a little bit. Now here it is if sales, now we are considering sales. If sales column, that is this sales here, if this one, which is the N4, is greater or equals to 10,000, then it means that the sales is good. But if it's not greater, it means the sales is not good. So leave it empty. We are only looking for to pick the good sales. So you leave it empty. That is the essence of this empty quotation. Then comma, you hit the answer. So here now the sales, this is not up to 10,000. So we leave it empty. But this is 10,000 plus. We have a good on it. Then on this other hand, here we have two functions combined, if and because we have two. Now here now we have so if and this is the if that is logical test, value if true, valid if false. So now if and, because we are looking at this condition, if NA is greater than 12,000 and also the same NA is less than 15,000, then good, not good. So we are looking at two conditions here to be met. So the and coming, doing the two conditions together. So what this implies is that if the sales here is greater than 12,000 and the same sales is less than 15,000, it is good. We need a value in between 12,000 and 15,000. If it is more than 15,000, it is not good. That's what this implies. This is just to demonstrate this function. So that is why we are having by hit enter, you see the value here. That's why we are having not good here, because this is not meeting with the condition of greater than 12 and less than greater than 12,000 and less than 15,000. So the same thing applies here. You see now we come down here. This condition is met because 14,000 and 56 is greater than 12,000, but is less than 15,000. So this is condition met. That's why we have it. It met the if and function that we are trying to demonstrate. So that we have this. Here, if you look at it, it's not. But here, it met the condition is between 12,000 and 15,000. So over here is another similar function, but a little bit complex compared to the one we I just explained. So here we are still using if and. Now in this one now we are looking at this condition for this sales value here, 9,000 plus dollar, to be greater than 12, less than 15. If this condition is met, it is good. And another condition, if this sales value N4 is greater or equal to 15, it means it's exceptional. If this condition is not met and this condition is not met, it means that it's not good. So now if we look at it, we have this condition here, 1, 2, 3. So if the NA is greater than 12 and NA is less than 15, that's 15,000, is good. Then if NA is greater or equals to 15,000, is exceptional. Then if NA is not up to 12,000 and is no more than, okay, no, it's not up to 12,000, it means it's not good. So that's why we have not good here, because $9,660 is not up to 12,000 here, and it's not less than, it's not greater than 12,000 here, and it's not less than 15,000 here, and it's not greater or equal to 15,000 here. So it's not good. So now when we go down here, here is good. We can see good here. If you look at this, it's $14,056. So now the 14,000, that is greater than 12,000 and is less than 15,000. So it's good because it's not greater or equals to 15,000. So good. That's why we are having good here. Now if we come down here, we see exceptional. Exceptional. It is exceptional in the sense that the 15,176 here sales is greater than 12,000 and also not less than 15,000, but it's greater and equal to 15,000. So it met this condition, but this condition is not applicable. So it met all these conditions here. It met one of the conditions because it is an, either it met this one here. Then over here, there's another condition. So if NA, or in this regard now, where is it is where is it? In this regard, it is N15. So N15 is greater and equal to 15,000. That is exceptional. So and the value we have on the N15 is greater than 15,000. That is why it's exceptional. So it hits enter. So here we have a if or. If or, that is two functions joined together. So here we look at the VLOOKUP. We are using this table to look at the VLOOKUP. We have a program view in the east, west, south, north. So here we have a program view, Bob, Panorama, Mr. K, region, southwest is result. So now we are looking for this result of bulb in the south region using VLOOKUP. So here is the simple explanation on this. Our lookup value is bulb. Bulb is our lookup value. Then the table array is this table here, and the column number that is south. We are looking for south is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why we have 4 here. And this 0 is the range loop. For a 0 shows that it will give us exact value. That's why we are putting 0. If we put 1, it will be like approximately. So 0 will give us exact value. So when you hit this enter, we have a 103. So if you check south, this is south, and we trace it down to where Bob is. Bob is here. Bob, that is 103. So it's the same thing applies to the rest into grammar and then stacking. So here we use a index and match, that is combining of two functions. So we use it to perform the same function with the VLOOKUP, which is more accurate, and it's a little bit technical than the VLOOKUP. So here now we are looking for Bob in south and with this region, this result. So in this case now we put this is the form, the syntax here, index, then index has two things, the array, row, column number, the reference, the row number, column number, and the area column. So we're going to consider one of these because we are introducing match here. So now, when we introduce match, P in index, we look at the array P1, P to F4. F8 is the array. The array. Let me put it here so I can see. Is the array or the reference, either the array or the reference. That is the table array. That is P1 to F8. So then the match now is lookup value. Our lookup value is Bob here. We pick our lookup value Bob here. Then lookup array. So the lookup array is the column where Bob is housed. Which column house Bob, or which column can we find Bob? It is the P1 to P8. Then we put this O to get the accurate accurate figure of Bob. Then close the parentheses, comma. Then perform another one for the region in the south. That is match. Our lookup value is south. I10. Then we now look for the lookup array. That's where south is fine. South is fine here. The lookup array is fine here. So that is B1 to B to F1. Look on the row, not the column. Look on this row. So this row now is where the south is. This is the south. Then now put O for match type. Put O. Mind you, here we look for the column, but here we are looking at the row. So then we hit enter. We have a 103. So when you go to south for up, you have 103. So it's the same value for different method. The same thing applies to this. Then here is we are using index. Index here. So index is looking at the table, that is the table array, and we are looking for Eric. So the index is you look for the table array, comma. Then now we look for, let me bring the syntax out. You see, we look for the array. This is the array B1 to F8. That is the table. Now we look for the row number. So the row number is 6, because that is where the Eric is. Look at this, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the column number. So the column number is a 1, 2. That is east. So 2. See it here, the region, that's 2. So then we hit enter. And we have this value. So when we check Eric on the east, we have 109. So coming down here, we are looking at I'm looking at HLOOKUP. So HLOOKUP, using this table for HLOOKUP. Now in this table, HLOOKUP is looking through rows. The VLOOKUP we did was to look through column. So it's the same thing, but in this HLOOKUP we are looking through row, search row to get our value. That is how HLOOKUP works. So now, if I click on this phone model, we are looking for Nokia, then the region in east. What is the result? Look at it here. This is the syntax for HLOOKUP. The lookup array. This is the lookup array. Lookup array. No, sorry. Lookup value. Lookup value. Our lookup value is Nokia. I'm looking for Nokia. That is our lookup value. Then the next one is table array. Table array. This is our table array. Table array. Then row index number. Row index number is row index number is what? 2. That is 1, 2. 1, 2. That is the row index number. We count from here 1, 2, because we're looking at east. So then we put the range lookup as to get exact value. So close the parentheses and hit enter. Then we have 98. So check the second row, 1, 2, and we go to Nokia is 98. The same thing applies to ITEL, Techno, to get all this value. You can see it at the formula bar. So here is a nested if and concatenate. I will start with concatenate. Concatenate is to join two strings together. It allows us to join two strings together. For example, the full name here. On this table, we have a first name and last name. First name and last name. So we concatenate it. I concatenate to get this. It's like adding this and this together to get it. So this is the sentence. Concatenate A to. So now we open a quotation with space, comma, AB. The essence of this space is to provide space in between the due and Jane. So the same thing applies to this. So when you get this, then you can drop down from here and populate the rest column. That is concatenate. Okay. So the nested if is a combination of many functions. Nested is a combination of many functions. Now we have a grade. This is school result. We have physics, drama, IT, English. This is the total. We find the average. This is the total, the sum of the scores together. Then the average. This is the average. Then the syntax for the average. But here now we want to find the grade. So we grade 80 to 100 to be A, 69 to 80 to B, 50 to 69 C, and the 40 to 50 D. So if we are looking at the average to grade, so now the average here is a 60.2. So if average is greater or equals to 80, comma, the condition should be A. That is, the grade will be A. If average is equal to or is greater or equal to 69, comma, the grade will be B. If average is greater or equals to 50, the grade will be 6. If average is greater or equals to 40, the grade will be D. Mind you, we have the range here. We have the range here. So you pick the first one here. So now what's this? I'm saying average. The average here, if you look at this is 60.D. That is I2. This is I2 here. So if all this condition is met, grade is going to be this. So at least one of the conditions will be met. If you look at it here, 60.2 fall within this grade, because 60.2 is greater than 50. So it's 60, but it's not equal to 69. So you fall within here. That is why we have C here. Now look at 49.4. 49.4 is greater than 40, but it's not up to 50. So that's why we have D here. So now mind you, when you write the formula, the sentence, the number of parentheses you open for if conditions, each of the if function you use, then the same number of parentheses will be used to close it bracket, so that you can get an accurate result. So when you get 1 here, you can drag it from here down and it will populate the rest. So this is a nested if. On this slide, I have a conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is highlighting some certain range of number. Like for example, there can be an average number, then you want certain color to be applied to below average or above average. So in a situation like this, you use a conditional formatting for it. So here is a data validation. Data validation allows you to create drop down. What I use data validation to drop down. Here I have this list of states, and there is a surname and full name, first name, full name. So I want to know if Diogen is in Chicago. When you are filling a form, sometimes you have some draw down like this one. If it is from Chicago, then we select Chicago. If it is from New York, we select New York, like this. Then you come here. The same, we have a Diogen. Diogen maybe is from Texas. We select it. Here we come here. Star Needle is from Chicago. Select it. The same thing, we use this for age, for dates. Can change this to another date and enter this too. Then check for the year, let's say 2004 down to here where it is applied. It's applied within this range. So you can't see it here. It's not showing. So there's a range that this thing is applied to. And to get this done, is going to data tab. From data tab, you go to data validation. For the data validation, you select the list. So when you select the list, then you select the range on the source. Select, when you get to the source, click on the source. Let your cursor to be on the source. Then you select the range that you want to, the range of text you want to use. Select it and hit OK. Then you'll be able to create the drop down for your data value. Thank you. I hope this will be of great value to whoever go through the material for the project. Thank you.